What's up, guys? Zane from Forward Progress Madden. In this video, I'm bringing you an NCAA 14 gameplay from the C4 Xbox 360 League. It's between myself, the Virginia Tech Hokies, and Musafa Jones, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Musafa Jones was brought in as a replacement owner for Notre Dame, and since he's come in, he's just absolutely wrecked people in the league. He's done a very good job so far, and I knew that this was a big game. At the time, I was 7-1, and I knew that I needed this win to keep myself in the consideration for a bye week in the playoffs. And basically, it was a very good game, and you'll see how it ends out here. But early on, as you can see, I get a bad break. I threw a nice pass, break a couple of tackles, and go to the house with Julius Stanford, but DJ Coles gets called for pass interference. So I go back and run the ball on second down to try to make a third and manageable. And if you want to really take a look at what type of offense I'm running, just notice the timestamps. I'm running kind of a hybrid between a Chip Kelly offense and a Gus Malzahn offense. I run more looks of Malzahn with the wing offset and more downhill running style out of the shotgun. Very similar to what I ran last year with the Belldozer offense, but I'm getting snaps off left and right at a Chip Kelly-like pace. So it's very hard defense or offense to defend against, and occasionally I can give a couple different looks. Here he has me on a fourth down, and I throw a nice little spot route over the middle and pick up the first down. This offense is very similar in play call and scheme to what I ran last year. The only difference is that I don't have Blake Bell as my quarterback. I've actually got Logan Thomas of Virginia Tech. So instead of the Belldozer, I've got what I call the Tomastodon. And here we throw a slant on a fourth down for a clutch touchdown to start the game off, and we have a 7-0 lead. Musafa Jones runs an offense that I've seen quite a bit in C4 so far this year, and it's a split close offense. Here he starts me out with a read option and no huddles, and I quickly am able to cover the running back in the flat, pressure him, he overthrows the pass, and I do get a foot in on the pick, so I get the ball back early. Start him out with a little swing screen here, pick up a few yards, and we just stick with this no-huddle style game because the advantages of the no-huddle is your defense gets tired, you can't switch your personnel, and I'm able to more quickly attack you, and that's the advantage, is that the offense knows where the ball's going to go, the defense doesn't, and when you make the defense have to adjust on the fly and only give them roughly 7 to 8 seconds between snaps, that's a tough thing to defend. I do have to settle for 3 here, but we're going to get the ball back here on this next play as Musafa, down by 2 scores, decides to throw again. And here he goes up top to this wheel, and I click on and make the user pick. So early in the game, I've got 2 user picks, and that's been something that people have talked about early this year, is that usering is very difficult in this game. And while I agreed at first that it was a difficult game to user in, I don't think it's as bad as everyone thinks. What I do think is bad, however, is this goal line possession here. I don't know why the heck I decided to go 5 wide for, I think, 3 plays in a row, and we end up getting stuffed on 3 in a row. What I should have done is gone under center into the goal line and just pounded the ball, whether it be a toss sweep or a zone or a sting. Instead, we end up turning the ball over on 4th down, and what could have been a 3-possession lead is still 2. That is the exact reason why I did not take my 3 there, is that I was already up by less than 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, if my opponent scores 2 touchdowns, he still has the lead whether or not I have 13 points or 10 points. So by scoring another 7, I actually go up 17-0, and I wanted that more than 2 possession lead. So that was my thought. In a regular football game, if I were coaching, you obviously take the 3, but in video game football, we all know the deal. Here we just bring pressure off the edge, get a sack on Goldson, force 2nd and 21, or it might be a 2nd and 20. Tries to throw the deep out route, gets a 3rd and manageable. Here he throws an incomplete pass and actually no huddles. And this is what causes him to get the first down. After this play, I was able to pause and tell him, hey, you're supposed to huddle after an incomplete pass per C4 rules. And he basically abode by those rules the rest of the game. But this drive could have been stopped by me if I would have just locked up on that 4th down. Instead, he ends up getting the touchdown here, and we only have a 3-point lead. So after that failed scoring drive on the last possession, I knew I needed to score here. So with only 50 seconds left, I go into what I like to call the 1 minute drill, because in video game football, your 1 minute drill is the equivalent of the real life 2 minute drill. You don't need that much time to score. So I kind of go into this hurry up style. I'm already running a hurry up, but we're getting more directly to the point of attack, attacking straight ahead, not going really as horizontal on this drive, and I need to get points. As you can see, everything is downfield, not really as horizontal as I was early in the game. Here I actually do throw it a little swing screen to the running back to the other side of the field and get myself open for verticals here. Here we catch him in cover 2, safety jumps the seam briefly, and we can hit DJ Coles over the top for a touchdown going into halftime. So we have a 17-7 lead at halftime, and we are kicking off here, and we're going into halftime, and it looks like Notre Dame about busts the big return, but he runs into his own up man, and fortunately for me, he does go down, and we still have the 10-point lead. So at halftime, I decide, kicking off, I need to avoid kicking directly down the middle to him. So I decide to angle it towards the sideline, see if he's able to bust a big one on me here. And Atkinson about busts another one. This time I kick it down the right sideline, and Atkinson does bust it down to about the 43, around the 40-yard line. Back to more split close, and he's running this halfback sweep out of the split close. It's a very popular run. It's giving him fits. And I really felt like I had the passing game bottled up. He was having trouble throwing the ball. I felt like he threw into coverage quite a bit, but Musafa was a solid player in this game. Relied a lot on trail route, trail concept passing, corners, and wheels, much like Madden. So as you can see here, it's pretty much the same thing. But he did have that nice little skinny post to the split end on the left side of the screen. So that bit me there, and it was a route that I struggled to stop all game, actually. As you can see here, he starts to give me a different look, so I basically decided to go to more of a vanilla coverage, as he showed me trio on that play. And when he gives me a look I haven't seen, it's just in my best interest to go to a base coverage. As you can see there, he wanted the corner. I called a cover 2 sink, and he takes the coverage sack. So he has to settle for 3, and I keep a 1-possession lead, a full touchdown. So with the 17-10 lead, I decide, in this league we actually revoke the milk rules. And what that means is now we can milk, but we cannot use the accelerated clock on conservative to help milk time. You actually have to sit there and wait for the time. Reason being is that there's still strategy involved in milking. As you have to, if you see something you like, you may quick snap somebody, or if you don't see something, you'll do some some bluffing type motions. But in this game, we have to play it out, and that was a crucial play right there for me. I don't know if you knew, but I was in 4th and 6, and he called a man coverage, and I was able to scramble out, and he had nobody spied, and just ran and slid for the first down, prolonged my drive. My tight end was a huge player for me in this game. As you can see, he had a nice 4th down conversion in the first quarter, and then he's helping me move the sticks here in the second half with the lead. Right here, throw the little swing screen out to the running back, pick up some yards. It's actually my backup running back is Dwyer. And no, I'm sorry, that is Dyer. As I'm commentating this, I'm watching this with the Windows 7 clip, and I can't really read the names very well. But here, 3rd and 12, we go to a little shake route to Julius Stanford, pick up yards. We actually go down without taking a hit. Basically, what that does is we know we're going to have more than a 1-possession lead regardless of what happens on this drive, so why not take a little bit of time off the clock with us? But he does kind of play vanilla, allows me to score without taking any more time off the clock, and that was huge for him, as you'll see. It was actually big for me as well, as we'll get back and you'll notice why. Here he tries to bounce it outside again, but I'm able to click on and make a nice play. Start him off from his 17. And there it is, skinny post over the top for a touchdown. So, like I said, that route gave me trouble. I'll have to lab up for that. My scheme that I run is not very, it's more of a middle of the field open type of scheme, but that was my position that I needed to cover there. So I just busted my coverage there, and now we're only up 7. So right here I'm slowing it down a little bit. You'll notice with the timestamps I'm taking more time off between snaps than I normally do. And it actually played to my detriment. I think that I'm better off when I'm in that style of no huddle, running plays quickly, make my opponent have to adjust with me on the fly. Not trying to be insulting, but I feel like if we're playing a game where I only have 5-6 seconds between snaps, I feel like I'm going to outthink my opponent 9 out of 10 times. But I took my time, forced myself into a 3rd and long, and threw a pick 6. So that really hurt me there. So fortunately, I do have enough time because I was able to score early on the drive before that where he let me in. And I think that ended up being huge for me. Had I waited around and scored, that pick 6 would have been something that would have forced overtime because I wouldn't have had enough time to actually score on this drive. So here we go. We get this touchback, and Notre Dame's kicker is absolutely ridiculous. Kicks out of the back of the end zone every time. Here we go back to that more quick-hitting, horizontal style of game. And he struggled to stop it. I don't know why he wasn't attacking, protecting the perimeter, especially in a 2-minute drill situation, and was able to hit him with a quick run. And then on the big first down after that, he goes to bump and run with no coverage over the top. And DJ Coles catches a big pass in field goal range, gets down. Virginia Tech wins as we bounce the ball off the inside of the upright to win 27-24. So great game to Musafa Jones. Really enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe for more NCAA Madden tips. We are still waiting on the Madden 25 full gameplay footage for my Community Day event, so stay tuned to that. As soon as that gets approved, we will get that up, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.